today we're going to be adding and subtracting with decimals. So adding and subtracting decimals. We're going to do these together because you actually do the same process. So here's going to be the number one rule. So for your rule for adding and subtracting with decimals, decimals must be lined up. Decimals must be lined up. Then, decimal goes straight down. So your decimals must be lined up, and then your decimal is going to go straight down. So here's some examples. Let's start off with 39.87 plus 7.84. Now this one's really simple. First number goes on top. Now the second number is going to go underneath it, but we have to make sure that decimal stays lined up. So the decimal is going to go there. There's the 8, 4, 7 goes in front. And then of course we're adding. So 7 plus 4 is 11, 17. Decimal is going to come straight down. 17. And there you go. So again, you have to make sure that your decimals stay lined up, and then you're going to bring it straight down. Let's do another couple more examples. So let's go with, how about this one? How about we have 3.987 plus 7.84. We're still kind of using the same numbers, but we're going to put the decimal in a different spot. So, same thing. You're going to put your first number down, 3.987. Now, when you put this one down, it's going to have to stay with that decimal lined up. Hopefully you see the difference. Again, the decimal has to stay lined up. So in this empty spot, we can put in a 0. And then we're adding. Decimal comes straight down. And there you go. Okay. So again, adding with decimals. Keep your decimals lined up, and then you're just going to add. Let's do another one. How about 398 and 7/10 plus 7.84? So, first thing, you have to line up the decimals. So 398.7. And then we're going to line this one up underneath it. So put my decimal in there first. 7.84. Decimals are lined up. You don't worry about the numbers being lined up so much as having one at the end or having one in the front. You have to make sure those decimals stay lined up. Then I can plug in a 0 just so that they have the same amount of digits. And then I'm going to add. Decimal comes straight down. And there you go. So we've covered the adding. Now let's do a couple of the subtraction problems with decimals. Alright, subtracting with decimals, same thing. Remember we said we were going to line them up. So let's use 39 decimal 87 minus 7 and 84 hundredths. Gonna go ahead. First number gets written first. Then minus, we got to keep sure those decimals are lined up. 7, 8, and the 4. Decimals are lined up, and it just happened to be that your numbers are lined up also, which is fine. Now you're going to subtract. So 7 minus 4 is 3. 8 minus 8 is 0. Decimal is going to come straight down. Can't take 9 minus 7 is 2, and then 3. Pretty easy. Remembering you've got to keep your decimals lined up, and then you just add or subtract like you normally would. Okay, how about this one? 3,987 minus 78 and 4/10. Now, what do you think about this one? Well, we said our rule was that we were going to have to keep our decimals lined up. Now, the problem is, this number doesn't have a decimal. So where does it go? You're right, it goes in the back. If a number doesn't show you where the decimal is, it's going to go in the back. So it's 3987. There's your decimal. If it doesn't show you where the decimal is, it is always in the back. Then you line this one up underneath it. And I could plug in a 0 here. And I'm subtracting. I can't take 4 from nothing, so I gotta borrow. Can't take 8 from 6, gotta borrow. 0, 9, 3. So again, adding and subtracting with decimals, regardless if it's adding or subtracting, when you're dealing with decimals, you have to make sure they stay lined up, and then you just bring it straight down. See you next time.